I've got some onions here that have wintered over, and they're not very big yet, but some of them have split into two, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Like, here's one here. Let me pull this out. And what you've got here, see, this is one onion, but if you look at it very carefully, let me just peel some of this back, you can see that, let me, careful, you know, you see, there are two onions here. Now, if you split them apart kind of carefully, some of the roots, see, stay with one, and some of the roots stay with the other. Now, I believe you can replant these, and you'll have two onions. And right now it's the 1st of March, 2nd of March, I think. So it's kind of cool in the greenhouse right now, meaning it's about 80 degrees or below that during the daytimes. So these will grow well, I believe, if I just replant them. And so I'm going to do that right here. And all I'm going to do is just kind of dig a little hole and stuff them in there. Now, onions will reroot themselves quite easily because that's just they're very tough kind of plants, I guess you could say. As you can see, I had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 onions in here, but now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 10 or 12 onions in here, just because I separated them. So let's back up here. You can see there's a lot of onions in there. Now these should grow quite well. Now another thing I did over here was, before I turned the camera on, I pulled some other ones out and separated them like I just showed you, and I put them over here. Now over here is a aquaponics setup. See, one of them I put in here, and this one here has some of these little spongy things here to kind of keep it from falling in. But I want to see if they'll reroot themselves. Now these were big enough that I could put them in a cup. See, there's one here, and you can see right there. I want to see if that one will reroot itself. And there's 2 more over here that fit just right. Now I might have to come back here later, and as they start growing I might have to put them in a cup if they start bulbing out really well. But we'll put these in there and we'll follow them and see what happens. Now another thing I want to do, as while we're talking about onions, is this is an old onion plant from last year, and as you can see, it went to seed, and I just found it here in this tangled mess, so it's been saved. Now if you can see this seed bunch, I hope this focuses properly, but see, there's still some little black seeds in there. See them? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and basically plant it, rough it up to try to shake some of those seeds out of there, and we'll plant it over here in one of these grow beds, and we'll see if they take off. I hope you can see that from the side you're on. But so what we're going to do is basically rough these up and just scatter them in here, and hopefully what they'll do is they'll start coming up, and when they're, when they get about this high perhaps, then we can take them and move them around somewhere else where they'll grow quite well. So here we go. Let's see. It's nice and dry, so it's kind of bitter. And let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. Yeah, I can see some seeds in there, but there's also some that you can't see because they're covered with this casing. But anyway, I got all this flower thing off of here. Put them in here, and I'm gonna just kind of work them in, because you don't want to bury them too deep. Maybe an inch is plenty. Maybe that's too much. So then what we'll do is we'll just water this, and we'll see what happens. Well, it's the 14th of April, and here's a little update on how these onions have grown. Let me back up here so we can see them. Now, see how tall they've gotten, and a little close-up here, and you can see that they have taken really well to being transplanted. And so So let's go on the other side and have a look. All right, here is one. If I get out of that wind so you can hear it, see that one's doing quite well. And there's a seed pod, look at that. That wants to grow some seeds. I think that's growing a seed pod too. Anyway, the onions transplanted quite well over there, as you can see through the net. They're doing well, they're growing well, and I think, you know, at the end of the year here, I don't know, a month or two, the bulbs will be nice and we'll have some nice onions. Okay, now here on this seed bed, if you remember, I smashed up that onion seed head and I just spread them around here. As you can see, what we've got here is they're coming up. They're like this, like I said, in about a month and a half. Just a month and a half of growth from seed, but also in this grow bed I've got volunteer tomatoes, and there's another one right there, and some other things. And so I'm just going to let these grow, but you can see just a month and a half from seed. That's about what you get out of an onion right there and there. And here, that was pretty tall. But it's all looking pretty good. So I think later on we'll have some onions here to harvest. And also, in the meantime, we'll get some spinach. And I'll have to transplant these tomatoes, pull them out of here pretty soon. So this looks like it's been a success.